Oh, but the whole first weekend of the NBA was kind of interesting. Lakers faded. They played a good first half in Denver. Last I checked, it's 48 minutes. They just don't play 48 minutes against the Nuggets. The Mavericks are a no-show because the Clippers just burned them at the stake right out of the gate. Lakers, Anthony Davis, LeBron James played a ton of minutes, put a lot of points on the board. They got no help at all. There's something going on with Denver versus D'Angelo Russell. He totally disappeared last year in the playoff series in the Western Conference Finals, and it hurt the team. He was MIA this game one this weekend. He went 6 for 20 shooting. He was 1 for 9 on threes. They overplayed him, prevented him from going to his left, made him put the ball, go to his right. His accuracy kind of faded away. They need DAR to come back and have a hell of a second game two. I will say this, Denver mugged Austin Reeves. He never found his rhythm. Where's Rui Hachimura? You can't have him score one basket in a game. He's a key component. So I think the Lakers are going to try to get Reeves, Russell, Rui good looks in game two. But Denver's Denver. Denver plays 48 minutes, and you may slow them down, and they may be sloppy on defense at times, or maybe they miss a pile of threes like they did in game one. But what did they do from minutes 35 to 48? They just lit the Lakers up. Clippers, what a torch job in the first half. Clippers led by 29 in the first half against the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavs don't have a lot of athletes amongst their bigs, and that's a big issue. Mavs did not compete defensively at all, and they shot 22% in the first half. I mean, it was deplorable. They had a close-up shot of that owner. I really thought that owner...
Mark Cuban.
Yeah, Cuban. I thought that owner was going to fire Jason Kidd at halftime. I mean, it was brutal. I'm not convinced Jason Kidd's a great NBA head coach. But, boy, the Clippers just tore them apart, and they did it knowing full well there's no Kawhi Leonard.
Great.
But what Harden did, Harden had 28. Paul George kept hitting big shots. They got some production off the bench. Dallas in trouble. If they go down 0-2, yeah, they probably are in trouble. But Dallas is just going to have to come out and change its psyche, because there's no way that Dallas should have played that piss poor in LA against the Clippers. So your thoughts, Lakers, Clippers.
Well, the Lakers game, I watched most of it, and I saw Rui Hachimura making a lot of mental mistakes, just flubbing the ball when it was passed to him. I saw near the end of the game, Anthony Davis kind of, when Denver's breaking the other way on a fast break, and Davis is still under his own basket with a hand on his knees, exhausted. The Nuggets players were running, blowing past LeBron. So you talked about that with the age of those guys, the altitude in Denver. They just looked exhausted.
Well, they were. And I think it's going to be another process. And by the second half, the Lakers, that weren't the same team, and they looked gassed. As hard as those two great veteran superstars have to play, I just don't know that you can play that way for 48 minutes in Denver. And I don't know how you have body recovery coming back. Because you only have one off day. You don't do much in that practice day. You got to recover, and then you look at 48 more minutes at altitude. It's something, and one other sidebar comment. I really fear for the future of Kawhi Leonard. The fact that this has gone on for 20 days.
Mm-hmm.
The knee inflammation. It's not subsided. Now, they did an MRI, and they do not think he retore meniscus, which is what knocked him out last year. They just can't understand, with all the anti-inflammatories that he's on, they can't get the swelling to go down. I just don't know that he's going to play in this series, and I don't know what his long-term future is, because he's had 2 surgeries on that knee, and now it's come back again.
Yeah, that's concerning. You've seen a lot of great talent. Their career's over with injuries. I saw the press conference with Paul George, and they asked him about Kawhi, and they said, yeah, we'd love to have him, but we think we're okay without him. We can get by. We've got good guys on this team. We're prepared, and we're going to hold the fort down until Kawhi comes back. I like that vibe coming from his teammates.
Well, they support him. I mean, they cannot control it. He can't control it. He's at the mercy of the medicals, but they do have Norm Powell, who can score. And obviously, They need good Russell Westbrook rather than loud Russell Westbrook. Westbrook came off the bench just yapping at everybody, the fans, the refs, the Dallas players. They just need Westbrook to be productive coming off the bench. But those guys have done that in stretches of time. I just think this is a tough series. But Dallas better show up, because I was disgusted. I was expecting this to be a hell of a game, and they just did not play with any passion, did not play any defense, and looked so out of sync. And Harden kept going down the floor and hitting kickstart jumpers and threes and falling to the floor and drawing fouls, etc. So
I was flipping back and forth between the Padre game and the Clipper game. And yeah, I was showing the Clipper game. It's like 20 something points. They were ahead. And I was like, what the heck's going on here? Especially without Kawhi. That was shocking. So do you think they can do that again? It's the next game's in LA, right?
Yeah. First two are in LA. So yeah, they could. I think what has to change is the mindset, the mentality of Jason Kidd's team. Big issue there. Okay. So we've